Hello and welcome to Red Gaming Tech. My name is Marta. Today is the 8th of November and I have some news for you regarding Overwatch, which is the game that was revealed by Blizzard at BlizzCon just yesterday. Now, Overwatch is actually a first-person shooter, and a competitive one at that. Now, some of you may be going, that's a bit of an odd choice. Blizzard has never made a shooter before, and well, the genre is not exactly hurting for games. Kind of the opposite, it is a little bit overcrowded. However, Blizzard do seem confident, and they said, quote, "Back in 2002 with World of Warcraft, we skimmed a lot of comments saying, what business does Blizzard have in the MMO category? You guys don't know what you're doing. You're the RTS company. But we figured it out with your guys' help, and we plan to do the same thing with the shooter." And that came from the game director and Blizzard Vice President Jeff Kaplan during the BlizzCon panel. And to be fair, they do have a point. They had never made a card game before, but Hearthstone is still a great game and a great success. Same with World of Warcraft, they'd never made an MMO before, and just, well, it's the most popular MMO even now. Even though it did dip in popularity, it's bounced right back with this new expansion coming out. And of course it still has lots and lots of skill and talent and many years of experience. So while they have never made a first-person shooter before, I have no doubt that they can make an amazing game from Overwatch. Now, Jeff Kaplan had more to say, saying, quote, "What we like to do is look at genres we love and sort of revere and think of all the ways that we can bring out the best elements of those genres." You might be wondering, well, what does that mean? What will separate Overwatch from the millions of shooters already out there? Now, according to Blizzard, that will be accessibility. And we have some comments from the Senior Vice President of Story and Franchise Development, Chris Metzen, and he said, quote, "We like building products for everybody at all levels of play. Approachability is something that is very, very important to us. We wanted to make the game less lethal. You will die, that's part of the game. We're just hoping that you die less frequently than in current modern military shooters. We wanted to give players other things to do than put crosshairs on targets. We know not everyone is great at that, and that's what drives a lot of people out of other shooters." So you might be wondering to yourself now, especially if you're an FPS, aficionado, how are they going to remove the importance of aim and proficiency in a shooter? Well, apparently they're going to do this by giving players more to do than simply kill each other. They're not going to be having a deathmatch mode in Overwatch, and every mode will be objective based where players will attack or defend a place or object. Now, certain characters will also have skill sets outside of a fence. Some can strategically place turrets, others can deploy portals to hit their teammates, jump into the fray, and others can, as you might expect, heal their team members. Now, also adding to Overwatch's seemingly accessible nature is the fact that you can choose your player character after each life. So if you think, this character's playstyle really isn't for me and I'm kind of not really feeling it, you're not going to be stuck with them for the next 10 minutes. And if you think your character choice is kind of hindering your team and hindering yourself, you can swap them out. Now, teamwork will be very, very important in Overwatch, and Blizzard did a lot of testing before they settled on a 6v6 template, and apparently they initially did try larger teams. And we have some comments from Kaplan, said, quote, "The more we played with these larger team sizes, the less important we felt, the more inconsequential everything felt. It was kind of chaotic. The thing that we didn't like about those team sizes was that you were actually too important to your team. You were so critical that maybe you were having an off day and suddenly your team hated you and were yelling at you." Obviously referring to smaller team sizes there, so 6v6 would obviously be the happy medium. Now, if you're wondering about the story, which I don't know if it'll be overly important in such a competitive focus game, but some people might be interested in, Metzer did say that it will be deep but separate from the game itself, and possibly even limited to extraneous information on the website. And he said, quote, "We felt that this time around, trying to over-storify these sorts of gameplay spaces didn't serve either side." So, basically there will be story, but it'll all be in the background, and you'll have to go looking for it. It won't be thrown in your face in, say, the way it would be in a traditional single-player game. However, Blizzard, of course, are known for crafting lore. They're very, very good at it, and there are actually already 12 revealed characters' backstories on the official Overwatch site at the moment. There's even tutorial videos and detailed breakdowns of each fighter's abilities. And that will, of course, be linked in the description below this video. So, rather interesting. I didn't really see this coming, to be honest. I didn't think, well, do you know what Blizzard needs to make? A shooter. But then again, I didn't also say to myself, do you know what Blizzard needs to make? A card game. They obviously know what they're doing. Even when it comes to something that they're not familiar with, they're not going to just throw away X amount of money, especially after cancelling Titan after so many years. Research and money and all this, if they don't feel they can actually bring it to life. I have perfect confidence in Blizzard. They're one of the few companies I actually still trust these days. They generally deliver on their promises and generally make good products. There was no mention of pricing or anything like that, but my guess it will most likely be free to play if they're going for accessibility, and they have shown with Hearthstone that they know how to do a fair monetization model, so I'd be perfectly okay with that. But the words free to play shooter do tend to immediately put people off these days, given how sodding many there are of them, so not sure. Anyway, that is me done for this video. I'll see you next time.